Friday night, the Kidney Foundation of Northwest Ohio held its annual wine affair and auction. The good folks raised several $1,000s to help those battling kidney disease. Guys like Will McKinney, who had his disease progress because he was using steroids. Tonight, the former bodybuilder sits down with us to discuss and warn those of the dangers of the legal drugs that almost killed him. So Will, I appreciate you coming in tonight. Thank you very much. You've got a very interesting story to tell. You were a bodybuilder back in high school and back through the late 1980s and into the mid-90s, and you got hooked on anabolic steroids. How did that whole thing happen?
You know, like you said, all this started right around the end of high school. Never was one of those naturally strong kids, wanted to be, and ended up joining the gym after high school. And at that point it got worse because now you're with way bigger people. And again, you want to be that. And talked to some people, wanted to be bigger, wanted to be stronger. Talked to some people, and they called it juice back then. And got involved with it. And it worked. It worked beyond anything that I could imagine.
Was it easy to get?
Yes. You have to understand the culture back then. It wasn't all of the attention that it has now, that you really didn't think about any danger. It was a matter of just getting bigger or getting stronger.
How many times would you inject yourself, or how did it work? And how many times did you do this per week or per day?
In my case, I did 8-week cycles, 3 times a week. This didn't come from any pharmaceutical. For all I know, I was injecting myself with Crisco oil. I mean, you had no idea. You would get them from various people in the gym. And I mean, even then, it wasn't a concern of what you were injecting. You just thought that by doing this, I can get bigger, I can get stronger, and you just did it anyway.
And it worked.
And it worked. It worked. When I started, I weighed 220 pounds, and a common standard in the gym is 225 pounds, being able to bench that. That's 245s on each side. That's pretty much a standard for a bench. And I would do that, or I would try to do that, and it would feel like a building would come down on my chest. That was prior to me starting. Within 3.5, 4 weeks of this cycle that I was doing, I had jumped up to about 240 pounds, and I could come into a gym cold, meaning no warming up, no nothing, and bench press 315 pounds about 8 to 10 times.
In just a matter of weeks?
In a matter of weeks.
Did you know what it was doing to your body?
Yes and no. I mean, I knew that because this wasn't from a doctor's type deal. I knew that but I didn't care. I mean, to just be honest with you, that the results were coming in, that I could lift more than I had ever lifted, that I was gaining weight. My frame started to change, and no, I didn't care.
You had kidney disease. The anabolic steroids caused your kidneys to fail, and you needed a transplant. Talk about that.
I went in for a routine physical. And what had happened is that they had noticed some things in my blood. I went to it was a kidney doctor, but he was a sports doctor as well. And, are you taking anabolic steroids? And, oh, no, I don't touch the stuff. And he escorts my mom out of the room, and he says that, you know what, I can look at you and tell, if you don't get off of this stuff, you'll die. He was like, oh, my gosh.
So he tells you if you don't get off the stuff, you're going to die.
Right.
And what happened?
You continue. I mean, that the draw that gives is so strong. The results are so good that, it's hard to break away from that.
And finally you had to, because your kidney failed and you needed a transplant.
Once all of that started, it became very real, and it was like, okay, this is enough, that I am really sick.
How scary was it for you?
It was terrifying that Joe, when you sit next to people in these dialysis units where they're missing limbs as a result of kidney failure, that you're hooked to this machine, that words really can't describe that. That's when I had to come to grips with what I had done to my body, that I was really sick, and that I would need a organ transplant to basically live.
What do you tell people out there that are thinking about taking steroids?
That you're destroying your body. That you put not only yourself at risk, but you put other people at risk. The people that stepped forward for me to donate a kidney, they could have died. That there are other ways that you can do that. It's just not worth it. That when I look back over all the things that I went through, all the things that I'm going to go through as a result of taking steroids, it's just really not worth it.
You wouldn't wish that on anybody, would you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've had a total of 7 surgeries. I've been cut open 7 times as a result of wanting to be bigger and stronger, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Well, we appreciate you coming in tonight, telling your story. Thankfully, you're healthy now.
Yes.
You've had a couple transplants, but you're doing well.
Sure.
And God bless you, my friend, and keep it real. We really appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.